actions. Acting is action. Acting is like sex. It's not enough that you talk about it, you have to do it. Stanislavski always reminded actors in his books, it's about the art in you. It's not about you in the art, which is what Princess Catherine does, which is what Meghan does not do because she probably has never read Stanislavski. I feel like I have so much to catch up on. I haven't done an episode since the coronation of King Charles III, and I feel that I'm always behind. So this episode is going to be about the shift of power with characters, with real people as if they were characters, or with characters in a play or in a film. And I feel that's exactly what the duo from Montecito were doing. The coronation was a success. 20 million, I believe. I don't know how many million of people watched. It was more than even the number of people that watched the wedding of the duo. Meghan wanted to take the spotlight away from the coronation. So on the day of or the day after, I'm not sure, she decided to go for a jog. She wanted to go for a walk. Everybody was then very curious about the fact that there was a bulging that was happening around her waist under her T-shirt, the black shirt that she was wearing. Everybody was concentrated on the belt. I don't know if anybody came to the conclusion of what it was. To me, as I do everything through my own understanding, my own perspective comes into play due to my personal experiences as a person, as an acting teacher. When I saw the bulge around the waist, I couldn't help but I was taken back to my past when I used to think that if I put tape around my face, especially under my chin, it would help me to get rid of the double chin. So I used to tape myself. I used to put that tape under my chin to try to create the non-chin visual. And I was thinking, she's probably doing the same thing. She's probably putting a belt of some sort, some exercising weights around it, because I think her goal and I cannot take this anymore. I cannot take this anymore. I want to be like Princess Catherine. She's trying to make her body be what the body will not do. We are all of different shapes. We are all of different heights. We have different proportion to our bodies. She does not have the body of Princess Catherine. Princess Catherine has the very thin, slim, skinny waist. She is built like a model. She's built like a model. I wish I was built like that, but I'm not. I have the same issues that Meghan has, which is when I gain weight, I have to be so skinny and I have to starve myself if I want to get to have a skinny waist, especially as I get older. In my life, all of the weight, instead of going it in my butt, instead of going it on my hips, where it would be more preferable, it goes to my waist, around my belly. And I think Meghan has the same issue. In pictures, if you look at the comparison between the pictures when she was very skinny, when she first was going out with Prince Harry, to then later videos or pictures when she was gaining a little bit of weight, all of the weight is around her waist. So I think she was wearing something that was going to make her waist skinny. Even though everybody was talking about the belt, to me, what was most visible and what gave me a clue about her insecurities were the socks, those slouchy socks or those leg warmers, I believe they used to be called, which go around the ankle. If she's in California, I'm assuming the weather was not cold because she wasn't wearing the jacket. She was actually having the jacket wrapped around her waist. So she was having the jacket wrapped around her waist. Therefore, that gives me the understanding that it must not have been cold. But then I thought, why is she wearing those leg warmers? Those leg warmers around her ankles. As you probably might have guessed, because you've seen other pictures, in comparison again to Princess Catherine, which she's trying so hard to be like, she put those on her ankles because it just happens that her legs, Meghan's legs, are very, very skinny from the knee to her foot, especially her ankles are very, very skinny. So she was trying to create this balance, proportion to balance the upper body, which is much wider than the lower part of her body. Seeing those leg warmers, slouchy socks, was giving me more of an indication to how she has so many insecurities instead of appreciating what she has, instead of appreciating the legs that they're skinny rather than bigger. She's trying so much to be like Princess Catherine, so she's probably working. She's working on all of these different aspects in trying to make her body look like the body of Princess Catherine when that's not possible. That's not possible because we're all, like I said, different bodies, and we should not be ashamed about that. We should appreciate what we have. We should appreciate how we look like. And that took me back to when she was part of the royal working family. If you remember, she was required as a working royal to wear stockings. There were stories that were coming out saying that she doesn't want to. She just doesn't want to wear pantyhose, stockings, whatever you call them. And that also confirmed what I was going through. So from my personal experience, from my personal understanding, I'm able to make these suggestions to what I believe, how she's trying to create an appearance different than what it actually is, the same way that she does with reality and her backstory, erasing her family because she's ashamed of that. So she's creating a version, a public persona with a backstory that is completely made up. The fact that I believe she didn't want to wear the stockings as she was asked to, as all of the working royals women were asked to do, also has to do with the skinny legs. I know that from my own experiences because I also have skinny legs, not as skinny as hers, but I also have skinny legs. When I gain weight and I gain it from my belly up, my legs look even skinnier because I don't put weight on my lower body. When I wear stockings, I feel that my legs look even skinnier. So I think that the reason she was against wearing the stockings is more personal than I don't want to be following the rules of what is being done in the royal family as a royal member, as a woman. I don't want to wear stockings. I think the reason why she did not want to goes a little bit more personal than just that. I think it's because she was thinking that if she also puts the stockings on, the legs are going to look even skinnier, or it makes you feel like they look even skinnier. I have the same issue. I don't like them. I don't wear them. I feel that it takes away from my legs looking better. To confirm that, the last outing of the duo that we saw trying again to demonstrate to us how much in love they are, because there were articles coming out about their marriage, how it's crumbling, which I don't believe any of it. I don't believe that she will ever leave Prince Harry. There's no way she's ever thinking about leaving him. She wants the status. It doesn't matter that she's going to be able to now be independent and she has the power shifted into her court. She still wants to be part of the royals. The only way that she's going to be part of the royals is if she stays married to Prince Harry. There was an outing of the two of them. We saw the picture where they were going out for sushi. She wears very short dress in that picture. In my opinion, is because, again, if you have very skinny legs, the length of the dress to mask away from it or to not make it look like the legs are as skinny as they are, you have to wear a very short dress. You cannot wear a dress that's to the knees. If you wear dresses that are to the knees or just below the knees, that part of the leg will show even more because that will be the focus of attention. That will be the only part of her legs that we see. The shorter the dress becomes, the shorter the skirt becomes, seeing the entire length of the leg will not make us focus on the part of the leg that is very skinny. That's my observation from an acting perspective, as if she were a character. Like I said, these are my observations, my opinions, based on my understanding personally or having seen it with other people, working as an acting teacher. That's what I believe when it comes to that. The marriage. Everybody's saying, oh, I give him 2-3 years because now she was able to take the power from Prince Harry. And yes, I agree. She's able to take the power away because she got to marry him. She got to come up with all these fictional circumstances from the time that she spent as a royal, as a working royal. Got him to leave his family, got him to move over to Montecito, got him to do what she wants him to do. But on her own, if she were to leave Prince Harry, as some of the people believe, she will not be able to be independent because she doesn't have anything to stand on. Stand on, I mean, she doesn't have acting knowledge. She's not an actress. She doesn't have the understanding that she must train in order to become an actress, or she doesn't want to because she thinks she's above it. She doesn't have that understanding. As any other profession, actors require training for their entire lives to be able to maintain that level of success in acting. I don't think she ever understood that it takes a lot of work. I think she wanted to get to the level of the A-listers without doing the work, as I talked about in my other videos. She's not going to leave Prince Harry because she doesn't have anything to stand on her own. Princess Catherine came out and surprised everybody during her appearance with the winners of last year of Eurovision from Ukraine, and she so beautifully played a few notes on the piano, which I thought was wonderful. She looked radiant. She looked gorgeous. She is an artist. Catherine doesn't have to flaunt that she is an artist. She will do it in action, as she demonstrated, without telling anybody, without flaunting it in front of all of us. She does the work. Her music is her artistry. At the same time, she can manage to be a decent person. She can manage to be a wonderful mother. She can manage to be a wonderful wife to King William. I'm already calling him King. I'm sorry, but with all due respect to King Charles, I will get to that. Well, she doesn't have to tell us about her artistry the same way that Miss Meghan is trying to tell us about her artistry and her acting. She doesn't have to. When you are confident in something that you do, when you train, the same way that Princess Catherine, from my understanding, has been loving music. She's been training for many years. I can't tell you how the music playing of the piano was because I'm not a musician. From what I hear of all the comments that have been made about that and from all the feedback, everybody was stunned by her appearance. She looked beautiful. She played wonderful, surprise appearance. That's what an artist is. An artist doesn't have to say he or she is an artist. You do your work. Prince William, I have to, the same way that people are having a difficult time calling King Charles king because he's been a prince for so many years, people still have to get used to calling him king. I have the opposite problem. I feel like I want to call King William, Prince William king. There's a lot of talk about King Charles not staying in the role of king because he wants to abdicate and wants William to come on sooner than what everybody else seemed to think. From some of the people that I've heard talking about it, he will let Prince William and Catherine to take on the main roles as king and queen. For me, again, from my personal observation, what happened when I was watching the coronation, and now that I've thought about it for a while, when we were watching the coronation and we saw the beautiful spectacle of it, we saw the extravaganza of it, it was amazing, it was beautiful, but at the same time, you can't not observe the fact that King Charles and Queen Camilla, they're older people. It still was wonderful to watch, but at the same time, the visual images of the coronation, and I think a lot of people have seen that, including King Charles and the rest of the royal family, was that powerful appearance of Prince William. Prince William, in his beautiful royal costume with that figure that he has, he's tall, he's got broad shoulders. The same with Princess Catherine, model-like, beautiful movie star look, both of them, including their 3 children. I think that was the first time King Charles, Queen Camilla, and everybody who was attending and all the people saw the power Princess Catherine and Prince William have. It's as if, let's just imagine there's a play that's being cast. The director has a vision for who to cast, 2 people in the main roles. From the audition, they think that's who the characters should be. But then when all the other characters come in for the first rehearsal, for the first blocking, where they stand on their feet rather than just do the table read where everybody's sitting down around the table, everybody's at the same level in their sitting position physically, but then you get up on your feet and you do the blocking, and you as the director realize, oops, I think I've made a mistake. I think the casting was wrong. I think the more powerful characters are the 2 I have not considered, now that I'm seeing the whole picture, now that I'm being given the opportunity to see all of the casting that I've done, all of the characters, all of the actors in my play or in the movie. I think the same thing happened with the coronation. It was slapped to us, the fact that Prince William and Princess Catherine need to get to the king and to the queen role sooner than later. And I have to give credit to King Charles if he is experiencing the same as we all experienced when we saw Catherine, the beautiful children, and Prince William behind the scenes movie they did as they were getting ready to go to the coronation. What a smart choice to do, to realize that in our modern times, for them to be able to pull over to their side the entire audiences, the younger audiences, you have to adjust in the way that you conduct yourself in order to be able to gain audiences. Because if you're going to continue with the same tactic, if you're going to continue with the same behavior that everybody knows, if you're not going to surprise people, audiences, they're not going to be interested. Having seen that behind the scenes, beautiful film that was put together was such a brilliant choice. For those people out there who say, oh, they're just copying what Harry and Meghan did. There's no copying of what Harry and Meghan did, because guess what? If you go back thousands of years, the stories that we get to see on the big screen, plays on different stages, they're the same stories that have been told over and over again. That doesn't mean that you stop telling the story. The way that you come about telling a story that's already been told, you tell it in a way that has never been told. You tell it in a new, original, authentic way. And I think that's exactly what they're doing. I don't understand why people are saying they're copying what Harry and Meghan did, when Harry and Meghan are characters that don't even come to be close to the characters of William and Catherine. When I talk about characters in this segment, I'm referring to the characters as if they were characters. I'm also referring to them as people with character. My father used to say, I remember growing up, and he still says, in life, hold on to your character, because that is something that nobody's going to be able to take away from you. No matter what other things you try to do in life, people can take things from you, people can put you down, people can say things, they will ghost you, they will not answer your phone calls. What they cannot take away from you, no matter they never respond, no matter they ghost you, no matter they try to put you down, you have your character. That character is yours to hold on to. And how do you hold on to it? In the same way that Princess Catherine and Prince William are doing, with dignity, with royalty at the same time, with such personal reveals of who they are as people, with such personal openings into them as people, allowing the cameras to go behind the scenes in the way that they did, still maintaining themselves as the characters they are, dignified, royal. How can they find surprising ways of being themselves to be able to add on to the audience they have? Daniel Day-Lewis, one of the method actors, one of the brilliant actors, he was saying in some interviews that I've watched, he doesn't want to do movies every year. He has to give himself the time between movies to be about 4 years, because he doesn't want to bring the same comportment to the characters, because he doesn't want to bore the audience. He, in those gap years, when he doesn't take the jobs to do a movie, he goes to learn something new. He will learn something that is going to make him come back to a new character, to a new film, with a surprising new behavior that's going to engage audiences, and the audiences are not going to be bored by looking at him doing the same thing he's been doing in a different character, portraying a different character. Acting and life, I feel like Princess Catherine and Prince William, with their 3 beautiful children, are cast for this next period. King Charles is going to realize that he needs to let him take over. I know that he's waited to be a king, so now he's done it. He's become a king. His love of his life, Queen Camilla, they've done it. They've played a part. The less time they play the part, the better it will be for the monarchy, in my opinion. Prince William and Princess Catherine, we are interested in watching them. They are beautiful. They just seem like natural human beings, good people, grounded human beings. There were so many things that were happening this week. I feel like I'm doing a catching up of last week. The other thing that was in the news a lot was about this actress. She was one of the commentators on BBC, I believe, during the coronation, and she looks up to the balcony and she says, "Oh, those are terribly white. The balcony seems terribly white," or something like that. At the same time, you have Netflix showing the documentary Cleopatra, in which the director plus the producer, which happens to be Jada Pinkett Smith, Cleopatra being portrayed by a Black woman when Cleopatra was a white woman, she was Greek. Now they're trying to say, documentary, Cleopatra can be any color, any race, anything we want her to be, because this is using our imagination. There's a difference between doing a documentary and between doing fictional characters. If there was a fictional movie that was being done, if the filmmaker of Cleopatra on Netflix would have said from the beginning, I'm going to fictionalize, I want to use my imagination as if Cleopatra was Black, as if. That's the magical term. Again, Stanislavski came up with, as if. When you're putting yourself as an actor in the role of characters, you have to imagine, what would I do in this situation? What is my comportment in the situation? And how would I go about my tactics in what I want from the other character? So I have to imagine myself, I have to use my imagination as if I were the character, as if. That's the magical as if. When you're doing as if in that situation, it is a fictional story you're being given to take on as the actor to portray in fictional circumstances. Definition of acting, they have a lot of definitions of acting. One of them from Elia Kazan, the great director who was part of the actor studio. Elia Kazan said, acting is psychology transformed into behavior. Others have said acting to be living truthfully in the fictional scenarios. If you're living truthfully in the fictional scenarios, the living truthfully has to be done by somebody who is going to be put in that situation and admit to the truth of what is. Living truthfully means admitting to the reality of what is. Let's just imagine Cleopatra was Black. What would it be like if Cleopatra was Black? That would mean that they would have to change the whole history. That's a fictional, wonderful reimagined story that you want to tell. But then you don't keep the history, the factual history as is. and put an actress to play Cleopatra who happens to be a Black actress. If you're going to say, let's use a Black actress to be Cleopatra, then everything else around it, all the situations, all the scenarios have to be fictional. But they wanted to stay with the factual history, call their movie or their series, whatever, I don't even know what it is because I haven't seen it, call it a documentary. It doesn't make any sense because you're not going this way or you're not going this way. You're not in reality, you're not in fiction. You have to create a world which is documentary, that would be reality, that would require for you to be factual, or you can create a fictional world that would then require for you to change the facts and to make the story fictional. So I've heard also rumors, gossip from watching other YouTubers and people on the media. They're saying that Doria, do you remember the video I did about Doria, Meghan's mother? When I was trying to imagine them sitting at home in the beautiful mansion in Montecito, I would imagine them as characters. Doria go, Meghan. So now I'm hearing there might be a show, reality show Doria is going to be doing. Why is the world so unfair? Why is it that I know so many amazing actors who are having such a difficult time getting to the place where they can be seen for their incredible talent, for their incredible training, for their incredible artistry? They don't get to be seen. And then you have people who are not actors, such as Meghan, who was able to manipulate and get her way into the royal circle by marrying the Duke and become Duchess in order to make it as actress and other things. Yeah, she was signed by the William Morris Endeavor, but now there's also rumors they're having a difficult time with her. She's probably one of those people who doesn't want to listen to any opinions, not probably, from what we've seen in her comportment. That's what I would say. So even these people who come in, who have raised all these movie stars to a level of greatness, they also have to have something to work with. If they take somebody who has no knowledge of anything, doesn't have anything that she knows she's got to continue to educate herself on, then it doesn't matter that you have a title. You can't work with the title only. You may work with the Duchess title for 1 or 2 or 3 showings, then the people will become bored. As I was saying before, you got to discover within yourself all of these different nuances, the same way that Princess Catherine did, the same way that Prince William is doing, the children of those two are doing, which is magnificent in their behavior. You can't just Duchess, 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 because after a while, okay, we've seen it. How many more times are we going to see that? That's not going to keep me interested. That's not going to keep the audience interested. William Morris Endeavor people, they're probably going to realize the same thing. Talent agency who's the best in the world, who's given the opportunity to so many A-listers. That opportunity came because they were prepared. I don't know who said luck is opportunity meets preparation. You have to be prepared for when the opportunity comes in order to be able to have luck. But if you don't have the preparation, in this case, the duo have no preparation in anything, as far as I'm seeing so far. So Doria will get a reality show. Can you believe that? When actors that I know, like I said, going back, they would give anything to have the same platform where they could even get in touch with such a talent agency or whomever the producers are going to be for Doria's show, if she's getting a show. I don't know. What is the world coming to? I have no idea. Another thing about what's in the news is Gayle King. Gayle King is going to do a new show on CNN with the basketball player. The show is going to be called King, her last name, Charles. It's an obvious thing. They put the two names together of her and the basketball player. The two of them are going to be doing a new show on CNN, which is already becoming controversial. From what I'm hearing is that there's a lot of people on CNN who cannot believe that Gayle King is being offered an incredible amount of money. So here comes Gayle King. She already has a show. She's getting the money. And I think the reason why she can understand Meghan's tactic in the way that she went about getting to the status she got to, in my opinion, she's very similar to what Meghan did. Gayle King, what is she known for? What was she known for I don't know how many years before she even got to do the show that she does on CBS, I believe. She was known for being Oprah's friend, right? So she was, again, depending on someone else to raise her up. Give opportunities to new people, give opportunities to new generations. If you're going out there and you are saying that you are trying to do good for our humanity, for the world, then let's see it in action. It's one thing to say, oh, we want to do good in the world. We're trying to help people. We're building schools in Africa, which is to be admired. Bravo, Oprah. Yes, you're doing all of that. Then tell your friend, Gail, to leave that new show to somebody else because she already has one. The reason why Gail became a supporter of Meghan is because she's kind of in the same boat with her when you think about it. She's raised herself up on the back of Oprah. She's done the same thing. She's still known as Oprah's best friend. She's a little bit more known because now she has a show that she's done for I don't know how many years. How long did she have to make appearances on the show of Oprah for Oprah to keep pushing her in front so people would recognize who she is? So then she would get to the level where she is right now. Of course, she's going to be in the same understanding that Meghan has about the world, calling themselves feminists when they're actually doing the actions of non-feminists. A feminist, an individual, powerful woman who doesn't need anybody to provide for them, who doesn't need anybody to provide their status. They can do it on their own. They haven't done that. Let other people have opportunities. Whew, what else? Okay, Scooby-Doo is in trial. He's not in trial himself, but he's the witness for the trial that's going on about Prince Harry blaming the media for destroying his relationship, the love of his life. He's not saying that, but if I were to look at the way that the phrasing is happening with him, blaming the media for destroying the relationship he had with the blonde girlfriend. I forget her name. What was her name? He's in court about the loss of the relationship that he had with Chelsea Davy. And everybody's saying that because he's kind of admitting without actually saying it, but the subtext, did a video on subtext previously, is that she was the love of his life. She was the one that didn't want to have anything to do with the life that he was leading. Probably she didn't want to have anything to do with him individually. Who knows? Now he's blaming the media for the breakup. And then everybody's saying that the reason why Prince Harry and Meghan were seen going out for sushi is because he's trying to please her, that Meghan might have been upset for it. All of these articles and all of these Chelsea Davy being the love of his life are coming out. Yeah, and then the marriage is on the rocks. I don't believe the marriage is on the rocks. Okay, my point was the power from one character to the other character in a real story or in a fictional story. It has to do with you getting to earn that power shift. That means that you have something that you can use. You have something that you can feel confident in to be able to do so. Everybody sees Meghan Markle changed the power to her from where it was, which was Prince Harry in the beginning. I agree, that's true. But the reason why she's not going to leave him, the way that people are believing the next step of hers is going to be, is because she's changed that, but that doesn't mean that she can stand on that. She doesn't have the confidence to be able to stand on it because she doesn't have anything to stand on. And I talked about this in my other videos also. The power that she has is very elusive. The power that she has is not stable, the same way that she's not stable on her feet, because I started with that, with the leggings and trying to cover up the fact that she has skinnier legs than usual, which there's nothing wrong with. That's how you are. You can try to change your body to make it be like Princess Catherine. I'm sure Princess Catherine has her things that she has to think about. We all have our insecurities. But when you're not admitting to those insecurities and you are trying to portray this confidence, that's when insecurities become even more visible to people because you're trying so hard. Her power that she has right now, yes, she has it over Prince Harry, but she will only have it for as long as she is in the relationship with him because she's not earned it. It's still hers and his together. because they have not done something that's positive, they have not done something that's lucrative, they have not done something that's constructive, they have not earned it. They've done it on the made up stories, the revelations of moments, of private moments of people who have supported them by putting them down, which they still continue to do. If she were confident in her power, she wouldn't have to do that. She would be able to do all of the things already Princess Catherine and Prince William are doing without talking about it. They're doing it in actions. That makes so much sense. If you believe in your power, and if your power is on your side and you shifted the power from the other character, which is Prince Harry, and now you have it, what is that power based on? It doesn't seem like it's based on anything. I am an insecure person and I can understand other people's insecurities because of the observer inside of me that has to do with acting over so many years. I had to do character analysis. I have to work with actors. I have to think about, why is this actor saying this? Why is this actor dressing this way? Why would the actor not want to wear stockings? Why would the actor wear slouchy socks around the ankle? There's no confidence. But for an actor, the difference between actors and Meghan, who's not an actor, is that they admit to those flaws. If you don't admit to those flaws and then you cover them up when you don't want to reveal them to some of the characters, you're not going to be powerful in a performance. You're not going to be powerful as a human being. Admitting to the flaws and then covering them up is another thing. Covering them up without admitting to them is just being cowardly, and is just trying to pretend that you're something that you're not. The public persona, the cover up, has to be done after you have revealed some of the insecurities. If you watch any of the movies, try watching any of the movies from now on, or plays, and see those people who are being applauded, those actors who are portraying characters, by revealing some of their insecurities and then trying to put a cover on those insecurities for the duration of the rest of the play or the movie. That's what makes them powerful. It takes a lot of courage to be able to reveal your flaws and say, okay, I'm going to reveal them with you, the character, but I'm not going to reveal them to this other character. Getting the power, but not just getting it by standing on the heads of other people, if that makes any sense. Anyway, it's so great to do this. I thank you so much for listening to me. Please subscribe, share, like. Mwah.